And joining us on the line, Ambassador John Bolton, former UN ambassador. Good to have you with us this morning. Boy, it's a good time to have somebody with some foreign policy cred, because I got questions. I got lots of questions. I'll start out by talking about this summit. There's supposed to be a summit up at Camp David. Yeah, they were. The whole world was coming to Thurmont, Maryland on Wednesday and Thursday. But now we learned that 4 of the 6 Gulf leaders have canceled out and said they're not coming. I guess they're sending their lower-level aides. So far, right now, it looks like it's the Emir of Kuwait and the Emir of Qatar. But the Saudi prince, the king, is not coming. A lot of other key players in the region have decided they're not coming. If you have a summit and the key players don't come, is it really a summit?
Well, it's not. And this is, in my experience anyway, absolutely unprecedented that the President of the United States invites leaders to Camp David on discussions of issues that everybody agrees are absolutely central, critical to all the participants, and 2/3 of them decide not to come. And imagine if the President did this with NATO or other key allies. It would be what I think this is as well, a demonstration of the collapse of American influence in the Middle East as a result of President Obama's policies. There are a lot of issues, Yemen, ISIS, obviously, in Syria and Iraq, but the central issue is Iran's nuclear weapons program, and this is a vote of no confidence in the Obama approach. And as some wags have pointed out, I wish I could claim credit for it, but Barack Obama really has achieved the impossible with his Iran policy. He's brought Israel and the Arab states closer together than they've ever been.
Well, that's very. Well, yeah, but they say at the White House this is not a snub. I mean, is that just what they have to say?
Probably, but I'd be happy to supply them with a dictionary if they need any help on the matter. It's actually, let's put it this way, it's probably more than a snub, it's a slap in the face.
Wow.
It's a statement that we don't want to hear directly from the President of the United States. And as I say, in my experience, it is absolutely unprecedented, and the signal it sends all over the world about what the Arab states, these key oil-producing monarchies, think about Barack Obama's leadership.
Ambassador Bolton, when the new president takes his place behind the desk, or her place behind the desk in the Oval Office, January 2017, he's going to look at a very different map than the map you and the Bush administration handed over to Barack Obama with regard to who our friends are and who our enemies are. Given this latest development, when you look at the Middle East, who are our best allies now? Who do we have the best relationship with?
Well, I think at this moment, under Obama, our best relationship is probably with the religious fanatics in Iran. You can figure that one out.
Wow.
The good news, though, is that all of this is reversible. If we had a real president who understood American interest in the region and who our friends really are, we can change this. Think back to Reagan replacing Jimmy Carter. He had a lot of work to do to restore the defense budget. There were many things he had to carry out in policy terms, but from the moment of his inauguration, you knew there was a new sheriff in town. And I think, as I say, a lot of this is political and can be reversed very quickly if we have a president who understands that he needs to say to Israel, say to the Arab states, that unless Iran already has a nuclear weapon, which is possible by January of 2017, that when the new president says all options are on the table, unlike Obama, he means it, and he means it very, very soon.
Well, I was going to save this as an exit question, Ambassador Bolton, but since you've opened the door, the last time you were here, you discussed the possibility of you exploring running for president. It's been a few weeks. You've been to New Hampshire. Are you any closer on making your decision as to whether you're going to run?
And I've been to South Carolina, and I'm going to Iowa tonight. I am very close to an announcement, and we'll see what it turns out to be. But I do want to emphasize, I think national security is going to be a central issue, maybe the central issue in the presidential race this cycle. And candidates, be they Republican or Democrat, who don't believe that the president's first duty is protecting the country, I think are going to be in trouble.
Stop just a moment, because I have to back up. I can't let you get away with that. So you've been in South Carolina. You're going back to Iowa, and you're very, very, very close. One assumes that one does not make trips to those places unless one has some political ambitions.
Oh, come on. I love Iowa. and South Carolina and New Hampshire. These are beautiful states,
Yeah.
Intrinsically worth seeing entirely on their own, unrelated to politics. You know that.
So now, come on, really. I mean, how close are you to making this decision?
Very close. No, it's. I wouldn't be surprised if we had an announcement really in the very, very near future.
When you say this week?
It's possible this week.
Yeah. Okay. So you're running.
I didn't say that at all. I'll have an announcement when the time is right.
People don't generally announce they're not going to run for president. I just wanted to lay that out there. But we will look for it, Ambassador Bolton. Let's swing to this article by Seymour Hersh, calling into question the president's handling of the raid on Osama bin Laden's home. And most importantly, the biggest, I think, to me, the biggest bombshell here in this report, if it's true, was that the Pakistani government actually did help us, and they were holding Osama bin Laden basically in captivity as a prisoner. You were privy to a lot of the intelligence leading up to this moment until the president took over. What are your thoughts on this report?
Look, Seymour Hersh gets his facts right only by accident. And the idea that the Pakistanis were in on this, I think, is inherently incredible. If we, in fact, had told senior Pakistani officials, the risk of that word getting to Osama bin Laden would have been enormous, and therefore that he would not have been in that compound. So I don't doubt that occasionally in this article you might find a fact or two here or there that turns out to be right. But I don't view this as a critique of Obama. I just view it as Hersh's continued assault on the American military and our posture overseas. My guess is that the Pakistani military knew nothing whatever about this raid.
All right, so no, they're there at all on any level, because it's like a 20-page story. Did you find anything that might have merit, or did you just discount it out of hand?
I think it's possible that people in the Pakistani government knew where Osama bin Laden was, because there are a lot of radical Islamicists that have infiltrated the Pakistani military, particularly its intelligence service, over the years. But that's a far cry from saying that the military itself had Osama as a captive and helped us take him out. I think that is self-serving from people who had an axe to grind within our government and had a very narrow picture of what was actually going on.
Also, Ambassador Bolton, it's been 1 week since the elections in the United Kingdom, where the Conservative Party, the Tories, and Prime Minister David Cameron had a stunning victory that no one was predicting in the media. What are your impressions on that victory? And was national security really on the agenda, and the relationships with the European Union and all of that stuff, or was that really more of a domestic win for the Conservative Party?
Well, I don't think foreign policy broadly was an issue, but the question of Britain's relationship to the European Union is absolutely critical. And given the nature of the British parliamentary system, the UK Independence Party only came away with one seat, but in total votes cast, it had the third largest total behind the Conservatives and Labour.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that stat. That's impressive.
Yeah, so if you add the Conservative vote and the UKIP vote across the United Kingdom, it's very close to 50%. So I think the Conservatives do have a strong mandate. The margin in Parliament may look small, but in terms of total voter strength on the center right, really they have emerged dominant. And this is a time I think we're going to see some major changes in the way Britain looks at Europe, and that'll have an impact on the European Union too.
All right, Ambassador John Bolton, we'll expect you back here on the day that you make your announcement, okay?
Or soon thereafter.
You're our buddy, you're our pal. Okay, come on back.
Look forward to it.